Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. Got another order of fish to unbox this week. I know, big surprise. This week, all about the freshwater. Got a nice big restock from freshwater. A couple new stuff in here too. First thing out of the box is some eels. These are zebra eels. Haven't had these guys in a minute. Zebra eels. There's a couple different types. These are the ones that are actually a pretty nice little community fish. Get up to about 11 inches. Next thing out of the box are some whiptails, more long skinny fish. These are the Colombian whiptail or the common whiptail. Actually one of my favorite little fishes, of course you know, if you've been watching that. They're all my favorite fishes. Next up is some zebra loaches, Botia striata. A couple different fish get that name, but these are the Botia striata, which are very good snail patrol, don't get particularly large, and aren't as ornery as like a yo-yo loach, so a good choice. Lots of cories on this order, like a ridiculous amount of cories, because you know, he who dies with the most cories wins. This is Corydoras species C102 Peru leopardus cory, or we just call them the leopard cory here. Leopard cories are a nice, larger, robust cory, and like all cories, like the best. I mean, cories are fantastic in my book, and probably in yours too. Next is another cool catfish. These are red lizard whiptail catfish, also called an L10A. If you see them in there, they're tiny. I usually have pretty good luck with them, even when they're pretty little, getting them to grow out, but those are particularly filamentous. Hopefully get some size on them. Another catfish type, this is Zebra Otto. Restock on those guys. We ran out of most of our fancy Ottos last week, so got in some this week anyway. Also got some cichlids this week. These are St. Neporica japari, or your much vaunted Geophagus jurapari, though they're not Geophagus anymore. We call them St. Neporica. Don't ask me why, but that's what they did. Next is Amanda's Ember Tetra. Amanda's Embers are a smaller tetra, and they get nice and bright red. Very popular for a nanofish. Ooh, the opposite. This is not a nanofish. This is a big fish. Jardini arowana. First one of these I've gotten in a while. We had one last year. Didn't last around too long. Got a variant a couple months back. Didn't last very long. So if you want a giant Australian arowana, that's your guy. Get them quick. More cories. I promised them. These are reticulated Julie cories. I got reticulated cories in the box too, so stay tuned for that. Gunther's Killie, looks like these are the ladies. Got a couple of pairs, actually I think 3 pairs, so those are the 3 ladies. Gunther's Killies are Nuthribranchus. Here's the males. Nuthribranchus Killies are not a long-lived fish, but very, very bright colored. Let's see, last on this box is Cockatoides Super Red. These are an epistogramma, so a dwarf cichlid with lots of bright color. Makes them a super red dwarf cory, or epistogramma, or whatever you want to call them. Don't call them late to dinner. They like to eat, just like me. All right, next is more fish, imagine. More cories, imagine. This looks like, yep, sure enough, reticulated Julie, or reticulated cories, the ones I promised you, not the reticulated Julie, but the actual reticulated cory. They got a shorter nose and almost look like they got little Y's painted on them. Really cute little fish. Hatchets, these are marble hatchets. Restock on those guys. Got to have those top fish. And they're on the Tetra special, by the way. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. These are golden rams. Restock on those guys. Actually, I haven't had these in a little while. Got blues, electric blues, and some blacks over there, but now we got some golds as well. Also got the Bolivians. Let's see, these are Rainbow Emperor Tetras. And when the lighting's right on these guys, they're one of the coolest of the Emperor Tetras. I really like those guys. Got to get the lighting right for them really to show, though. Here are some silver hatchets, nice and big. Silver hatchets are kind of ticked up in price recently, but they're still on the Tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. Green Phantom Pleco, got a couple of these guys. Itty bitty guy. One green phantom. Here is this is a blue phantom. So I got one green, one blue, another big blue phantom, and another big blue phantom. So there we have a couple of phantoms. I think I have another green phantom hiding in a box here. We'll see if he shows up. Put these guys back in the box. And away we go again. 7 boxes today. That's a pretty decent sized order. Let's take second restack. All right, who's next? We've been pretty busy, which means we go through a lot, which means we get a chance to bring in a lot to show you. 6-stripe frontosa. I actually haven't had these in a little while. 6 stripes are your more common variety of frontosa. We also have the Mapimbi blues, and we have some grow-outs too. Frontosas are very big fish, about 14 inches full size on those guys. Neon Tetra, on the Tetra Special, of course, buy 4 more, get 25% off. Gotta subscribe to the channel though. Next is a green Neon Tetra. These guys have been out of stock for a couple weeks on. We just got in a special order. I think this is a special order bag. And then I've got a whole bag of them here as well. No, these are the Cardinals. Wow, those Cardinals came in tiny this time. Cardinal Tetras have been coming in small occasionally. That is exceptionally small. Maybe we'll put a special on tiny Cardinals this week. A couple of half moons, both big and red. Beautiful. Got to have beautiful bettas. The betta list last 2 weeks ago was fantastic. This week they didn't have anything available, so hopefully next week they'll have something. Coolie loaches, banded coolies, been very popular forever for a good reason. They're cute, they're active, kind of a pain to catch, but worth it because they're very cute. Green tiger barbs, a little on the nippy side, but gorgeous. Been selling out of those just about every week. And we have some clown loaches. Restock on little clown loaches. These really aren't that small for small clown loaches, and the price on them is pretty decent. And last out of this box, we have some Harlequin rasboras, another semi-nano fish. Next is some more cichlids. These are the Neolampaloochus lalupi, or the lemon cichlid. Those, of course, are a Lake Tanganyikan along with those frontosas. Here's something huge. This is a flagtail procholotus. These guys can be 2 feet, and I mean like literally, they can be this big and like 5 pounds. Giant fish, so make sure you have a very large tank if you want to go with that guy, but neat fish. They're actually a schooling tetra if you have, 20,000 gallon tank. Bucktooth tetra, these guys are known for being incredibly aggressive. They'll use them for a dither fish for piranhas actually. They're good at and fast. They'll get in and get the extra food when the piranhas get done eating. They're messy and they'll clean up after them. Cominados, these are great for your brown algae on your plants or otherwise. A nice small suckermouth fish. Emerald dwarf rasbora. These are the Danio-erythemacron, kind of like the striped version of the celestial pearl Danio. Wonderful little nano fish. Let's see, these are the celestial pearl Danios, the spotted version of the Danio margaritatus. My Latin's kind of sucking today, but very cool. Nanofish is what that means. Here's a totally different critter. These are not a nanofish. These are a very large tetra. They can get 4 inches plus, maybe even pushing 5 inches. Alestis tetra, they're big and shiny and beautiful. Let's see, another bigger tetra, but not that big. These are the bleeding heart tetra. They'll be over 2 inches. Nice red spot in the middle, call them bleeding heart for that reason. Here's another cichlid. We got they're tiny. These are Altalumparologus compressiceps gold, or gold face. They're the same family as your calvises, but these are the gold face variety, and tiny now, big later. They'll get there. Give them a couple weeks, months, years. Actually kind of a slow grower. All right, 2 more boxes to go. Let's see what we got. Fish, I'm gonna guess. Let's see, Cories. Haha, I promised lots of Cories and I will deliver. These are Sturbe Cories, restock on those guys. They're the quintessential warm water Cory. Rumminose tetras, one of the most popular tetras we sell, and for good reason. Bright red nose when they're not stressed out in the bag, and a little flag tail. Again, part of the tetra special, buy 4 more, get 25% off. More Cories, these are the blue slate Cories, or Corydoris concolor. The hit parade just keeps coming in the Cory versions. I actually laid off a couple types. A couple, but not these. These are the false bandit cories, or the millennies. Bandit cories in general, there's the Sands cory and a few others that all kind of look the same. Gorgeous either way. These are in the same group really. The panda cory, again, perhaps our best selling cory of all, and for good reason. Beautiful little cory. Now, speaking of little cory, here's pygmy cories. I promise cories, I will deliver. Pygmy cories are quintessential nanofish. They'll actually tetra imitate, which means they'll get up and they'll school with the tetras, run around off the top, bottom, and then they'll at some point settle back down and act like a cory. These are green line pencilfish. Pencil's been a little bit thin as far as availability recently, but I saw a couple come available, so we grabbed some. Green lines are one of many types. Remember, pencilfish are just a little bit picky. They don't get particularly big. They pair well with a pistos or something of that sort. Peppered cories, as the cory parade keeps coming. I think that might be all the cories. I'll find another one in here and go, nope, I'm kidding. There's more. Yep, here they are. San Juan cories. San Juan cories are, they say species San Juan. Sometimes that means it's a mixed group of cories that are kind of like the elegans cory. Didn't even have a part number in the system for them. They look very similar to an elegans. I'm not sure if that's actually a species or if that's a clearing of, it's some kind of cory. We're not sure what kind. And that's that box. One box to go. Let's see if I can find any more cories in there. I really don't think so this time. I think we've finally hit our limit for cories. I was running across an old post that we did. Said, did you know that Fanatics, back when we were Fanatics, stocks over 35 species of cory? And I'm like, 35? Huh. That's in the rearview mirror. Here we have blood parrots. I got a whole group of those guys in here. Most of this box is going to be full of blood parrots. Yep, there's another one. That is not a blood parrot. That's an African knife. Not particularly big knife. They'll get about 10, 12 inches on those guys. I think 8, 10 actually. Very cool though with that undulating fin. Here is a African butterfly or a panodon. These guys will sit right at the top of the surface. Very good jumpers. That's the butterfly wings on them. So take into account that. Chili rasbora is another quintessential nanofish. It says there's 25 of them in there. It's like, is it really? They're so tiny. Another couple parrots and another nanofish. These are another box of green neon tetras. Remember, I told you we had 2 bags, one of 50, one of 25. The 25 is a special order. If you ever want to do special orders, let us know. We'll hook you up. Red neon rainbow, or the pseudomogul luminatus, bright orange and red finned little nano rainbow. They get about that big. Very fun, tiny fish. All right, here's a pleco you won't see every day, and probably for good reason. This is a white spotted lyre-tail, Encanthius adonis. No L number on those guys, but this is a fish that gets this big. I mean, you say the common plecos get big. These actually outgrow the common pleco. Really, really cool spiky pleco when they get full size, but really you need 1,000 gallons to do them well, or a pond. When they're little though, they got the bright white spots and the lyre-tail. Very cool fish. Again, plan on a big tank for them. There's that other green phantom I promised you. And here's another parrot, and oh, look at you, bright blue. That's an electric blue Jack Dempsey. I've just been bringing them in one at a time. They seem to do better that way instead of out-competing each other. Those guys are notorious for failure to thrive, so really take care of them if you get one of those. Here's an elephant nose. Been bringing those in and been available. Those guys are either do them in a big group in a huge tank or do them by themselves. Black ghost knife definitely by themselves. Tiny baby now. 14 inches later, they can be really quite large. And that's everything for this week. Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. We got a whole big order of fish to unbox this week. Just freshwater this week, but lots of it. So let's get right in and pull it apart. What do we got out of the box? First is pygmy cories. Gotta love them. Nano cories. They only get about 1 inch, maybe 1.25 inches. So very small cory fish, but very fantastic. Another smaller fish, but not nano. These are Melanitania praecox, or the neon dwarf rainbow. Small now. They'll get about 2.5 inches. For Melanitania rainbow, that is small, but not tiny. Here's a whole big bag of green Aeneas, or your Aenea cory. And What else do we got? Some guppies. These are female guppies. So they're assorted female guppies, and yep, they are. Got some different colors on their tails. Having a hard time getting a wide selection of guppies right now, but we're bringing in what we can. Let's see. Next up is some platies. These are the golden leopard platies. Very pretty. We got a few of those over there. We're stocked on those guys. Something I ran out of last week and didn't notice. These are the green or regular tiger barbs. So we can't be out of regular tiger barbs. Had to order more. So there they are. Next up are dwarf grammies. For some reason, dwarf grammies have been relatively unavailable for the last 6 months or so, at least 4 or 5. We've had powder blue and neon dwarf, or neon blue. Anyway, a couple different varieties, but right now we have 4 varieties of dwarf grammy. A couple bettas on this order, not a lot of them available, but this is an emerald candy betta. So got a couple of them. Only one in this box, but I think there's 2 on the order. Next up is some more cories, because you know I love cories. He who dies with the most cories wins. These are panda cories. Restock on those guys. Next up is commonados. I think I ordered a couple dozen, got a dozen, but you know that's better than none. They look pretty good. Commonados are your best defense on that brown algae, new algae in the tank or on your plants. Black nigerados. These are tank bred, so they're really tiny, but I got these in 3 or 4 years ago, and I had somebody that was asking me for these for like 2 years. You're gonna get more of those nigerados. I haven't seen them. We saw them. I guess available as a tank bred fish, so they're about that big, but they're a black otto. They'll call them. That's the other common name for them is black otto. So there's a couple ottos for you, and 1 box down. Looks like 5 to go. Let's see what comes next. Next up on the order is fish. Oh, cool. These are the Beckford's pencil fish. Beckford's got a pretty good red stripe in them when they're colored up. Right now they look all blotchy like a checkered splash fish, but they'll get stripes in them later. Few goldfish on this order. These are the red and white pearl scales. Pearl scales look like they got a bloat problem, but that's what they're supposed to look like. Got those nice poochy bellies. Makes them like a golf ball. Flagtail panda cory. Haven't had these in a minute. Flagtail pandas are pretty cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to see them in the bag here. They kind of look like the cross between a robinette and a panda cory. Got the nice stripe in their eye, but then that stripy tail. Very, very unusual. Hard to find cool cory, because I'm a sucker for cool, hard to find cories. Here we have some Congo tetras. These are the small ones. Looks like we got a variety of males and females in there. Not that small, actually. A nice size on Congo tetras. Part of the Tetra Special, if you don't remember, buy 4 more, get 25% off if you subscribe to our channel. Here is a snail we've had in a few different times. It's called a prambana snail, or it's also called a spiky trumpet. Anytime you say the word trumpet in this industry, everybody goes, ah, no trumpet snails, but that's a spiky trumpet or prambana snail. Here is a silver arowana, baby monster in the making. Remember, that guy will get 4 feet if he gets to full size. Next up is some rumminose tetras. Rumminose don't have their rumminose until they've settled into the tank a bit. Another staple here, and part of the Tetra Special. If you buy 4 more, you get 25% off. Here's something I've never had, new to the industry actually. These are called a cloudback loach. Don't know a lot about them. They got a little stripy pattern. My understanding they get about 2.5, 3.5 inches. Not a particularly big or aggressive loach. Very, very interesting, cool fish. Kind of looks reminiscent of a sumo loach. Those guys can be real jerks. I don't know what the temperament of those guys would be, but I'll assume with loaches you have to watch them a bit. Thai harlequin rasbora looks a lot like a regular harlequin, but it's a little bit of a smaller fish, a little bit different than your pork chop or your lamb chop. It's just another harlequin. Got to have them all, right? Next up is your little ninjas themselves. These are assassin snails. Got to have them for those snail outbreaks that you don't want. Oh, here's a cool type of loach we haven't had in quite a while. These are another hillstream type. They're a panda loach. Those nice, beautiful black and white markings go away as they get older. But such a cool fish. They only get about 3 inches, 2 inches maybe. Not a big fish anyway, and like cooler water. On the other side, this is a giant fish. This is a baby Fahaka puffer. Nice fat belly on this guy. Remember, Fahaka puffer can get 16 to 18 inches, so be ready for that. If you decide to get a monster, we have those too. Nanos, monsters, we got them all. All right, 2 boxes down. What's next? Let's see. These are more Corys, because who dies with the most Corys wins, and I'm winning. These are dainty Corys. Can you see them in the bag there? Another smaller Cory type, about 1.25 inches full size. A little more robust than the pygmies, but not a big fish at all. On the other side, we have an elephant nose, which is a pretty good sized fish. They can get 1 foot or more. The mormyrids in general are a sensitive fish. They like to be in big groups, but huge tanks if you're putting them in a group. They're electric and they will not do well in small groups. Another nano fish, this is a Tucano tetra. Tucano tetras have a really bright colored eye, black stripe on them. A little more expensive for a nano tetra, but so worth it. Very beautiful. Also on the tetra special. Green tiger barbs, one of our best-selling barbs in the entire shop. Green probably is our best-selling barb. Gotta have them. We restock on them just about every week because they're beautiful. A little nippy though. Black neons have been really popular the last couple months. Nice fish. I don't know why this couple months has been a popular time for black neons, but if you want to get them, we got them. They're on the tetra special. Buy 4 more. They're a really nice variety of Hemiogrammus tetra. Redhead severum, or these are the rock keels. We usually try to have 5 or 6 different types of severums at any given time. Right now I think we got golds, we got some big guys, a couple different colors, and that might be it. So the rock keels are, well, we got some turquoise, or no, greens over there. A little bit low on varieties, so get your rock keels before they go out. Again, these are another cool tetra. These are the red phantom. These are Hypersobricon style. They look a lot like a Serpe tetra when they curl her up, but they're not as nippy as the Serpes tend to be. So a very good option that way in your community tank. Pearl Grammies on the large side. Again, very beautiful fish. Looking over there, I don't have any small pearls, but I've been getting in some monster cool large ones. They're such a beautiful fish when they get bigger. Checkerboard cichlids been out of stock for a while. I had somebody asking for them last week, and they weren't available last week, but this week they were, so we grabbed up a nice little batch of checkerboard cichlids. Dwarf cichlid don't get more than about 2 inches and a very, very calm disposition. One of the coolest fish in the nano barb or nano cichlid group. This is a Rombo barb, Rombo snakeskin barb. We don't get these in that often. They're a little bit on the sensitive side, but very pretty, kind of green snaky color to them. Very, very cool fish. Got those back in stock for you. Blue Emperor Tetra, back to the Tetra Special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. Several different types of Emperors over there. These are the Dispatches Carry, which is the Blue Emperor Tetra. And last thing in here is 1 more of those candy bettas. That's it for the betta order this week. It's just 2, so hurry in and get your Emerald Candy Betta today. All right. That's 3 boxes down. Got some big boxes here. I think the other boxes got feeders, shrimp, and a couple other cool things. I think we got some glowfish coming in there. All kinds of fun stuff. Let's jump in and see what we can see. Looks like some shrimp here. That is cherry shrimp. Nice batch of those guys. Restock on them. And, oh yeah, goldfish too. A couple big red caparandas. Not quite as big as the last group, but nice big wings on them. So very beautiful red caparandas. Here are some Bloody Mary shrimp. Can't mistake those for each other. The cherries and the Bloody Marys look very different this time. I've been selling lots and lots of Bloody Marys. Got a bunch of babies over there, but we restocked on adults, and it looks like a bunch of buried females in there too. This looks like a nice batch of large Amano shrimp. We're still stocked on the small ones also. Finding that a lot of people are willing to pay the extra bump on the larges, so we've been stocking both large and small. These are the yellow rice shrimp. Restock on those guys as well. Sometimes the yellow rice shrimp and the orange shrimp don't look that much different. Somebody's asked me what the difference between a rice shrimp and a Neocaridina davidi is, and honestly, I've seen them listed as a Neocaridina davidi, and I've also seen them listed under another species, so I can't rightly tell you what the difference is, other than that some people recognize that there is. These are red really shrimp, and we could go off on the really shrimp puns, because you know I do that every time I get really shrimp in, and I really like those puns, but I'm gonna go light. Really, I'm just gonna go light on the really puns this time. Last shrimp out of this box are ghost shrimp. Gotta have those guys. Actually, our snowflake, or it's a white cheek moray we have over there. I think those are the bomb. I think I got him eating krill already. If we can get him on krill, it's a lot easier than live food. That's that box, so let's hop into the next one. Two big boxes. I know one of them's got big special order of feeders in it. Remember, we do special orders on feeders. If you let us know ahead of time, we'll give you 25% off if we don't have to cut the bags. This is one big bag of feeders. Got a whole nother big bag of feeders. Also some shrimp in here. That's some blue shrimp. Gotta have those. We're calling those blue velvet. Got a lot of different grades of shrimp. We usually just go blue and say you can tell what the grade is. Another type of shrimp, those are black crystals, a little more sensitive than your neos, but crystals are those really bright white and then colored stripes. Here's something that you don't see every day, and we've been having a heck of a time getting them, but happy to be able to say we have them. Baby axolotls back in stock at Big River Pets. So if you've been asking me, will you get any more axolotls? Yes, we will. We got some GFPs and we got some Lucy's, so the black-eyed leucistics. And that's that box. Let me see if I can snake this box out of the way, and we'll got one more. Oh, there's some fish in that one. We got some rams. I mean, fish in all the boxes, right? But that's mostly shrimp and feeders, right? Okay, so let's see what's in this box. Oh, guppies. I promised you guys I was looking for guppies. We found some. Got a couple different varieties of guppy here. These will all be in the fancy grade, which means the $4 ones. A bunch of feeder guppies. We got a special order in on feeder guppies this week also. Same with the feeder guppies as the feeder comets. If you order them in advance, we will give you a little discount on them if we don't have to cut the bags. So these are the rainbow shiners. We got rainbow shiners and we got rainbow dace this week. Don't normally get either one of those. I managed to get both. These are longfin serpae tetras, something completely different. It's starting to ramp up the pond season just a little bit, so got the shiners and the dace in. It's a little early, even though it was beautiful weather this week. You know it is not going to last. There is some spotted neorites. Supposedly rain in the forecast for the weekend. So we check out the other neorites. Here's the other neorites. These are zebras. So restock on our neorites. We have rams. These look like electric blue rams. Nice restock on those guys. Sold out last week. Got more rams too. What else do we got in here? This is more guppies. Those tequila sunrise or sunsets or some such thing. Beautiful fish. That is more guppies. And that's got to be the rainbow days. They're kind of small. They'll be quite a bit bigger, but those are kind of a cool pond fish. Rainbow dace, rainbow shiners this week. Let's see, what else we got here? Some frogs. Those are albino frogs. Decent little bellies on those guys. And here are some rams. These are the black rams, or German blacks. Sold out of the last batch we had. Got those in. Came in a touch more expensive, but not a lot. Those guys are expensive anyway. Here is some more rams. These are the gold head rams, or gold head balloon electric blue rams. A little different variety than what we have had. All of them are the same species, just a little different color variants. Here's another guppy type, so there's that. And let's see, last bag on this order, Fruity Pebbles. Got a whole bunch of glowfish in, nice variety of colors as a restock on those guys. And that's it for this week's order, guys.